Now, I don't claim to speak for all Black Americans. In fact, we've learned over the last, we've been learning just how many people have different opinions. Like being Black is not a monolith. And unfortunately, I'm the only Black person who's going to be talking on this show tonight. So therefore, Tim Black Reacts. I could have put Tim Black Reacts because I don't want to even try to project as if I'm the end-all be-all to Blackness. We know that's not true. As long as there are Brandon Tatums and Candace Owens and many other Jeff Mees, and there's a lot of these conservatives, man. I saw a picture of him just up at the Chalie Kirk Memorial like this. I need money. I need money too. I want some money. I can talk bad about Black people too. That's how they look, fam. I'm not even joking. They're like, I got smoke for Black people. Give me money. I'll take money, please. I don't like the way the kids, I don't like the YNs either. Give me money. And our music is horrible. Our music is a travesty. Give me money. Where are all the Black fathers? Give me money. We need to get back to Christ. Give me money. Yeah, I saw a picture of him up there doing that on a Chalie Kirk. All of them just all melded together into one big coon. And you know what? I want y'all to know, man, I see Democratic Party people the same way. Yeah, y'all just don't know, man. When I see Van Jones and Angela Rye, I think Tiffany finally quit. Tiffany Cross, she quit the Democrats. She says now she's an independent. And, you know, it kind of folds perfectly into a section of my show tonight that I have planned. Because every once in a while, the black folks who are willing to give up their souls to the Democratic Party, every once in a while, they stand up. And that's typically after they get fired. When things don't go their way, then all of a sudden everybody has backbone. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not everybody, but you know what I'm saying. All of a sudden, when you were employed making millions and had your own platform, you was lock, stock, barrel, pretty much in line. Then when you feel betrayed by them, then and only then do they feel like, oh, nah, I don't want to be with them no more. After they basically let you know they weren't trying to be with you like that. They let you know you weren't special, and there's a lot of other Black people willing to throw themselves into the gravel pit. Yeah. So I want y'all to know it's not just reserved for these conservative operatives, but these people are not truly conservatives. These are MAGA. And there's a difference between white supremacy and white folks, because not all white people are the same. And not all Black people are the same. Then, people watch the show and sometimes people get upset. They don't realize it ain't about you. When I talk about borders, I talk about immigration. I'm not talking about you if you're an American citizen, man. You done put skin in the game like I have. Come on now. I don't know if you've done it to my extent, but I don't know. Maybe you've done it more. But nah, it's not about every Latino person. Come on, man. It's not about every white person. He slid out his mother's uterus in Kentucky. Doesn't mean, I don't know your life story. You could be totally different. And it's not about every brother, because not every brother is cool, down, willing to stand up. You know, they just as bad, man. They'll sell you out just as bad as anybody else. So we gotta get our heads together, God Johnson. You know what I'm saying? People need that reminder every once in a while, because I'm so hard on my content. I'm so boom. I just want you to know everything is not for everybody. And how they say it, If the shoe fits, wear it. As Paul Mooney would say, come on, Tim Black. Come on, Tim. You don't need to do all the disclaimers, Tim. They know who you're talking to. They know who they are, Tim Black. The ones that get upset are the ones they know you're talking to them, Tim Black. It's not because they're white. They know. They know. Believe me, if you got a little brown sugar at home, you know the difference. You know the difference, Tim. Come on, Tim. Come on, Tim. They know. They know, Tim. They know. And the sellouts know too, Tim. All the sellouts know. They know when you're talking to them. Black people know when you're talking to them, if you're talking about them or if you're talking about someone else, Tim. Come on, Tim. Let's not be dumb all our lives. Sometimes you bore me, Tim. Sometimes you bore me. You do. Why would you give a damn, Tim? Why would you care? If you offend them, Tim, they'll stop watching in the middle of a second. You'll break their wrist clicking off of your image. They'll get finger rash as they move their keyboards away from you. They're scrolling away from you on their phones. So fast, Tim Black. You'll just be a black blur on their screen. So you're talking, the only people you're talking to, Tim, are the people who are not those people. And you're saying it for their enjoyment, Tim. It's for fun. They have a good laugh. You have a good laugh, they have a good laugh. And the people you're laughing at have left. Ladies and gentlemen, this show is brought to you by the Tim Black Legacy Mug. The Legacy Mug is right here, fam. It's pictured here. This is politics for the people. Can you see that there? Can we see that? Politics for the people. It's $20 to your door, family. That's right. That includes shipping. 11 ounces of fun, Johnson. The Tim Black Legacy Mug. Go to timblackmug.com, order yours. We'll send it out with a box of free stuff. Because we support those that support us. Yeah, Johnson. So we got the Tim Black Wolfpack in the building. I see Ebony is in the house. Good up for Ebony, y'all. Ebony in the house. Ebony up here in Maryland, trying to hang out in Maryland. She a DMV sister, Johnson. You know, I'm up here making references to the DMV. I'm thinking, this is like breadcrumbs. She right there like, oh, I know that area. I know that area. Right on top of it, Tim Black. Come on, Tim Black. I know, no. What about Arlington, Tim Black? What about Arlington? What about Greenbelt, Tim Black? What about Bethesda, Tim Black? Did you go to this part of Silver Spring, Tim Black? Have you been there? My cousin's car got broken in 3 times up there off of Delphi Road in Hinesville. Tim Black, where have you been, Tim Black? DC, the big chair. Malcolm X Elementary, you know what that said? Folks, I'm trying to tell you, man, I got the best people. We do the best we can to tell the truth all the time, every day. I realize this is a dying breed. We got to keep up the momentum, though. My haters are watching. I told Mr. Black, I say, I try not to focus on my haters. I know they be mad, though. They like, Jesus. We can't get rid of them. We can't get rid of them. They be mad, man. They thought they wrote me off 6 years ago. They're like, I thought this guy was gone. He's still doing. They're the mover. They now do car detailing. They got a mobile car detail shop. I ain't knocking it. Ain't nothing wrong with having a mobile car detail shop. 5 years ago, they was running my name in the dirt. Tim Black a suck ass. Tim Black, blah, 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 blah. Tim Black. Now what they doing? Mobile car detailing. Just cut the water on. I said cut the damn water on. That'll be $75, sir. See, I was trying to help you when I told you missed your calling. I was trying to assist you. You ain't never did no public events. That wasn't you. I'm glad you found what you were good at. That's all I'm saying. I'm just glad you figured you out. Glad you figured out what was going to work for you. Hey, man popping up. Tim Black? What's he doing? Bless his heart. Bless his heart. My people. Some of my people been around. They know what I'm talking about. They had stabbed me all in the back. Now they somewhere doing carpets. And if they ain't doing carpets, they need to be. I'm trying to tell you, man. You know, I used to do shows with a dude whose father invented football. You know that his grandfather has a patent on developing the sport of football. He didn't tell me that right away. See, you never know you never know what kind of shit white people got. You never know what kind of shit white people got with them. They won't tell you, man. You sitting here with your broke black people problems. Damn, man, my cousin, man. He just came home, man. Damn, I'm glad man. He need me to help him buy some sweaters. We got black people problems, man. Damn, I need to get these new tires. Man. I can't keep riding on this spare tire, man. This is dangerous. Your white friend's like, hey, Tim, how's it going, man? Like, hey, man, just up here trying to figure out how I'm going to make this work, man. Man, it's tough, man. He's like, yeah, it's tough. Yeah, Tim, you're right. It is tough, brother. They're calling you brother. They call you brother a lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, brother, it is tough, man. And in my mind, I'm thinking about my cousin just got home. I got a donut on my car tire. I ain't supposed to go over 10,000, whatever. You're supposed to get home on them. You ain't supposed to be driving them to the metro, having baby girl drive that to the metro to go to work. That ain't how it's supposed to happen. Got to pick a child up out the daycare. You got one car, that car got a donut on it. You're trying to figure out these overcharges on Amazon. Who did that? Did the baby order that? You got all these regular people problems going on and all these things happening. The water heater going out, all these problems. And every time they come look at the water heater, they tell you you need a new one. Once you get it clean and service, it's running just fine. Everybody come to your house and lie. You learn this when you got a house. Everybody lies. So I got all these black problems going on, and your white friend's shaking his head too, like he got the same problems. But see, you don't know that this guy's father, his grandfather, invented football. Look him up. His name is Lee Camp. Look up Lee Camp. Look up football, inventor of football. Last name Camp. Do you know the whole time I'm going through all this shit, this guy didn't tell me his granddad invented football. I wonder if you think he's got some money in the family. I wonder, do you think he has a couple dollars he can scrape together if he's in a pinch? What I'm trying to tell you, man, is that not everybody, and I know I got some broke white people watching going, oh, excuse me, Tim. It's not all of us, Tim. I'm broke too, Tim. I know. I'm not talking about you. I'm telling you a personal story that occurred that's real. You'll be going through hell, man, and your wife finna be quiet. He'll have he'll have 4 houses. You know about his one house. He won't tell you about the other 3. And their plot of land in the Carolinas that they stole from them black people back when great grandpa did that. I took from those black people. They won't tell you, man. Because they don't want to, they know you're struggling. They don't want to interrupt your struggle with their talks of success. I'm just keeping it real with you, man. That's why it's important, fam, for your mental health. Whatever you're going through, whatever obstacles that you are facing, I need you to realize you don't know what other people have and don't have. You don't know what other people are struggling with. That's true. But when you compare your life to someone else, also know you don't know the wins that they have. You don't know the good things they have. They won't tell you. They're under no obligation to share with you. If they tell you, you're gonna be like, you're gonna want something. Why would they tell you? That's why he picks up lunch. He good. Oh, I got it, Bob, man. I got it. Make me look like I'm a brother with no money. Let me overpay. Let me overtip just to show this white man I got it. He's like, oh, fine. Go right ahead, Blackie. Your bank account, your balance is $2.4 million. $2.4 million. Your bank account is negative. All right, man, look, I don't mean to make light of it. And it's a very important, there's a point to this, and that is that, man, don't compare yourself to nobody else, family. I've been here. I've been around them. It's tough, and it's real. Tonight's show is not that. Tonight's show, we're going to address this Black America reacting to the Chalie Kirk Memorial, and we got some other news. We got some stuff, too. Let's get into some of that stuff, man. Can we get the news kicked off, fam? We good? Hit the like button. We're on Facebook. We're on X. We got a few people here. Thank you for being here, a few people. Goodness gracious. Somebody passed away who I do not know. Lee Camp's grandfather invented football. I know it's crazy. I know it's crazy. You gotta see it. I think it was like in the 40s or the 50s. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm not saying Lee's a bad guy because he's not a bad guy. It's not a bad guy. What's he gonna do? Adopt me? I'm a grown ass man. But what I'm saying is, he could not relate to anything I was dealing with in life. That's all I'm saying. Nothing. Could not understand any of it. Was just like this. Look, concerned face. You know that concerned face people put on when they don't understand, but they pretend to. Oh, really? Oh man. And if a speech bubble could appear and pop above their head, it'd be a picture of him shopping. He'd be buying, I don't know, he buying Louis Vuitton bags or some shit. He golfing or something in his head. Picking out a diamond cut necklace for his girl. You know what I'm saying? Just him surprising her with it. She'd run in his arms, jump up and down. Synthetic breasts all over the place. I'm sitting up there with all my problems and shit. And man, gosh, that's trying to figure it out, man. Trying to figure it out, Lee. Trying to figure it out. Gotta thread the needle. He's up there like, doom, 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 doom. That's all I'm trying to tell you, fam, is it's a different world. It is a different world. Do not get it twisted. It's a different world. And to prove that, today, did you see this memorial? Who saw the memorial? Who saw some of the memorial? All right. Who knows it was a memorial? Gotta calibrate for my audience. Hey, keep it real. Tim, that's why we give you $5 a month, so you can see the memorial, Tim, and tell us about it. That's the whole point of the $5 a month. What's that, 20 cents a day? That's why we do it, Tim. And you better stay on point too, because that 20 cents a day, I can spend that other ways, brother. I got other ways I can spend that 20 cents a day, brother. I want to thank all the 10 Black Wolfpack members, though. Real talk. I want to thank y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Real talk. That's real. That's real. Ain't nobody obligated to do a thing for anybody or support or be a part of anything at all. You could just go watch season 2 of Reasonable Doubt. Call it a day. Y'all ready, fam? Let's get into it, Tim. Tim. Stop talking. You shut up, Tim Black. Katrina Prater, do not agree with me. You're supposed to be on my side. Yeah, folks, I just want you to know. I said, I just want you to know. There is no sound in that video for a reason. It's all music. I just want people to know as we're getting into this, I want you to notice the pageantry. You have to notice the pageantry. Look at this. This is what you do when you have money.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
That's the pageantry. So that's going to be coming up. We're going to discuss the Kirk Memorial Service. But I wanted people to recognize the event, the way they went all out for this memorial service for the one and only Chalie Kirk. There have been soldiers coming home. There's been soldiers coming home that don't get this type of treatment. Yeah, man. Special kind of thing. Special kind of thing. Being the water hose that sprays all the people with the white nationalist talking points. Let's keep going, though, Johnson. Let's get into it. This is, yeah. Yeah, man. Many things to say, Johnson. I have many things to say. We will have it all said here today on the Tim Black Show. Share this, hit the like button. We will get into it. That's coming up. It is so coming up, family.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
But first,
I mean, this is extraordinary. So this was received the day before he was killed.
Yeah, look, I mean, we were beefing. We were going at it online, on air, and then after he died, after he was murdered, my team called and said, Van, he was trying to reach you, man. What? And what was he doing? Dialogue. Let's be gentlemen together. He says, let's disagree agreeably. So I'm sitting on this and I'm watching the whole country talk about civil war, censorship, justifying murder about this guy? This guy is reaching out to his mortal enemy saying we need to be gentlemen, sit down together and disagree agreeably. And the next day he's killed. And I've sat on it long enough and I just said, you know what? We're going to Memorial Weekend for this man. We disagree. Everybody knows we were not friends, okay? At all. But you praise the good when it's time to memorialize somebody. And what he did, and I didn't even know it, was good. He was not for censorship. He was not for civil war. He was not for violence. He was for dialogue, open debate and dialogue, even with me. Even with me. And I think what happens is people get so worked up, Anderson, seeing us go at it. They think they're supposed to go out and kill somebody, or go out and talk about civil war, or go out and silence people, or cancel people, or fire people, or censor people. About Chalie Kirk, Mr. Debate, I did not agree with him on literally almost anything. But we were words, not weapons, guys. We were words, not weapons, guys. And we were getting into a position where we could get some real debate going, whether it's going to be on CNN, on his show. That wasn't worked out. But I would have taken him up. I wanted to beat Chalie Kirk in a debate. I didn't want somebody to shoot him. That's how we do it in America. And the idea that now people on both sides are justifying murders and calling for civil wars. We got to calm this down, Anderson. We need to calm this down. We need to lower the temperature. Yes, we disagree, but like he said, we can disagree agreeably. That's his last words to me. Let's disagree agreeably. We have a choice now. This could be the beginning of us getting off of this pathway, but the pathway we're on, Anderson, is scary. It's about more violence, it's about more retribution, it's about more censorship, it's about more of everything that nobody wants, but we can't seem to get off of it. Chalie Kirk in his last message to me was pointing a way out. Civil discourse.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Okay, so first things first, I gotta say this. Van Jones, I think you knew you got the message from Chalie Kirk. I think you knew that. I do believe, I think you received the message. I think if Chalie Kirk were alive today, we never know anything about this message. That's what I believe. That being said, I'm glad you shared it. It kind of dovetails into something I was saying the first day, maybe the second day, when we were covering the Chalie Kirk shooting. I don't think Chalie Kirk believed everything he said, not the way you think he did. And I think Chalie Kirk may have had a lot more nuance than people led to believe, and that people want to win. And I think Chalie Kirk was a very competitive person. And there's a way to win in this business. And people want to win, and people want to be winners, and they learn what you need to do in order to win in whatever role you're in. I think that's more the truth about who Chalie Kirk was. It won't do well. I haven't been able to really say that much because, well, look, folks, to be honest, the truth is most people don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear what they want to hear, and they don't want no nuance. You know, me saying what I said after being in this business, as long as Chalie Kirk has been in the business, I've been in this business, and I know what's necessary to win. You got to be willing to do those things. Not everybody's willing to be Chalie Kirk. And we see how it turned out for him. Most people, it doesn't turn out that way. I don't think he expected that. I think if he knew that was going to happen, he would have quit long ago. I don't listen to the rhetoric these people are spewing. And I believe that the truth, the people on both sides don't want to hear it. If I say, hey, man, Charlie didn't believe all that stuff he's saying. He wasn't this, he wasn't that, he wasn't these other things. All the supporters of Charlie be mad. Because to them, they live through that vicariously. They want this fantastical superhero, whatever this is, that they idolize. And to the people that despise Charlie, some of them for good reasons, because some of the things he said, they don't want to hear that he was playing a role either. They don't want to hear that there is a certain, they don't want to, when I was first starting in corporate America, when I first got my first job, I was working at this company in Arlington, Virginia, first or second job, I think it was. Anyway, I had this guy. He was from New Hampshire. He'd never been around black people ever before. He was a white guy. His name is Bill Davis. His name is real common, so you never find him. And I remember when we shook hands, Bill said, Tim, later he revealed to me, I was the first black man's hand he'd ever shaken. Where he lived, there were no black people. This was like 1990 something, early 90s, and this existed in America. Long time ago. And I remember he used to come to school, come to the job in these nice Brooks Brothers suits. And everybody marveled at the way he dressed. And I'd have on a shirt and a tie and an old pair of slacks or something I could piece together. I was like, and we got into a conversation one time, and I was like, man, but look at you, Bill. Look how you're dressed, man. You fit the mold, brother. You doing this, you doing that. He said, Tim, I wear this because this is the uniform. I don't want to wear this shit. If it was up to me, I'd be wearing some shorts and some Doc shoes or something in a cutoff t-shirt, man, an old t-shirt, some cutoff shorts, an old t-shirt, some deck shoes, that's what they call deck shoes or something, and some sunglasses. I wouldn't be dressed like this, Tim. This is how you have to dress where I come from if people want to take you seriously in corporate. It's a uniform, Tim. That's it. This is not me. I believe there's a lot of black Americans, because America's so damn segregated. You haven't had a Bill Davis give you the inside. Tell you really like that their experience is different. And all I'm saying is that white people be selling out too. That's all I'm saying. Now back to Van. Back to Van. Just recognize when we talk about black people selling out, white folks sell out too. They do things for money too. Okay? And I believe in success, in power. For God's sake, people were talking about Chalie Kirk could be president. I got people comparing him to Obama. I mean, I know. Back to Van Jones. Van Jones said something that I think that did strike me a certain way. He said, I wanted to beat Chalie Kirk in a debate. I didn't want someone to shoot him. I feel that. You know, because I believe that there's some of us who are so, we look at these words, the game of words, the war of words. We look at it and we are focused on it, and we ride it. We look at it with intense expectation. We look at it ready to go into battle. We look at it like it's a literal war, and that it's so important, and it's so damaging, and it can hurt our people. We look at the plight. We look at where black people are, what black Americans have been through, that there's been an entire industry. America, since Birth of a Nation, since the movie Birth of a Nation, media in America has been hell-bent on depicting black people in the most negative ways. Ever since we got our freedom in this country, there have been entire industries. There's been a concerted effort by those that create propaganda to paint us negatively. This has not been the case with white people. So they can look at media and they can look at words as really words. Fun times. Debates. You know, the great debaters, you pick a side. You don't have to believe in the side. In fact, people like picking in a debate challenge. They want to be on a side they don't really believe in to show how good they are at debating. It's like being a real good shooter. You playing against somebody and you be a right-handed shooter, and you're going to say, I'm going to only shoot with my left to show you how good I am. That's how good I am. That's how much better than you that I am. I could play only with my left and still beat you. So as I was watching this Van Jones thing, man, a part of me is disappointed. I'm disappointed in Van, of course, only because, like, he always finds a way. He always finds a way to win, doesn't he? Van Jones finds a way to win. He finds a way to turn what could be a negative situation for himself into a positive. And how does he do that? Cozy up to the guy. But he has to thread the needle. I mean, people be knocking Van, but I gotta say, he's savvy. He cries when he needs to. He feigns being pissed off when he needs to. He knows how to act that way. And here, look how he threads the needle. He gives Chalie Kirk his props as a human being, as a family man, and these other things, and then compliments him on extending a fig leaf, so to speak, was willing to have a debate without drama, and was doing so amicably and with what appears to be good intentions, but still say, hey, I don't agree with the guy. Hey, we didn't agree on anything. And no, we're not friends. No. Because he already knows. He has to thread the needle and walk the line in such a way. But Van Jones, fam, is really good at this. This is a guy that got up, who had a show on CNN for Democrats and liberals, who, when Trump gave a State of the Union address that wasn't horrible, Van Jones got up and said, he became president today. And everybody, they sent Dale Hughley at this guy with one of those hats, one of those helmets on it, with a big knife sticking out the top of it. And Dale Hughley ran at Van Jones. And Van Jones just did Dale Hughley like one of those great matadors. He just did him like Dale Hughley was the bull, the bull in rage running at him. And Van Jones just did him like... Go that way, little man. Go that way, little comedy man. Go that way, Kamala's friend. So, yeah, I'm not that upset with Van Jones. I was, how can I say it? I got what I expect out of Van Jones in this situation. You're not going to get someone, Van Jones is not the guy that's going to come out and be bold and say some things like really revolutionary. That's not, if you do that, you don't get, how much, was it $100 million? Somebody put in the chat how much money Jeff Bezos gave Van Jones to invest in whatever people or projects. Somebody put the number in the chat for me. I forget how much it was. It's a lot of money. All I'm saying is, how much money did Van Jones get to do that? Was it 100 million or was it 50 million? Anybody know? Anybody know? Okay. I ain't gonna say. I don't know. There it is. That's what there you go. Now, it was more than 1 million, fam. Here it goes. $100 million. That's the point. Van Jones got $100 million that he could help and allocate the way he wants to allocate it. That's what it's for. It didn't go into his personal account. People don't get this. It did not go into his personal account. He can't just go buy a yacht and people. He can use the money to invest in other nonprofits. He's supposed to use it for programs or some way to enrich other people and do with it. He's supposed to do stuff with it. So Van Jones is a kingmaker. You don't get to be a kingmaker by speaking the truth in the United States, unless your truth is like Chalie Kirk. But Chalie Kirk became a kingmaker because he was doing what Van Jones is doing. Chalie Kirk is Van Jones, and Van Jones is Chalie Kirk. That's what I want you to get. I want you to understand they're the same people. They are the same people. They both say what they need to say in order to get what they want, the outcomes that they try to receive. And if anything, I believe that, and this is going to be hard to take, Chalie Kirk was more likely to buck the system than Van Jones. Yeah. Chalie Kirk would have been more likely to buck the system and go against his handlers before Van Jones, because Chalie Kirk is white. And that may be why we had a memorial today. But you can bet this, you ain't gonna hear Van Jones really bucking the system, man. He might say a couple things. The Democrats need to be less against censorship, or the Democrats need to reach across the aisle, or the Democrats need to XYZ, but he ain't gonna be like, we need to stop funding Israel. He ain't gonna be like, stop giving Ukraine money. And he damn sure ain't gonna be like, reparations! With his whole chest. Nah, Van ain't gonna do nothing stupid like that. So in that way, whatever that equates for Chalie Kirk, however that fits into where he stands, where he stood. If I had to bet, if I would have been able to bet, I would put money that Kirk would be more willing to go down the bumpy path, to go against the grain than Van Jones. That's just my thoughts. And once again, this is just a conversation. This is just my opinion. I got no way to verify, validate this. I believe it. It's the first thing that comes to mind. I think it's a thought-out analysis about the Van Jones thing. There is camaraderie in the sportsmanship. And you and I, there's a certain level of sportsmanship I must maintain to even be in the game, because there are things I can say when my channel be gone tomorrow. So there's a level of sportsmanship I gotta maintain. Now give it. That's like 10%. There's just certain things I gotta avoid saying to avoid third rail. But Chalie Kirk and Van Jones have a level. That's why Chalie Kirk can write him and say, hey man, we could get together and have a conversation. Let's do it like brothers, like friends. We don't have to go at each other. We can be like gentlemen and discuss this. We both here to play the game. That's why he sat down with Dr. Cornel West. And that's why Candace Jones sat down with Stephen A. Smith. Why do you think everybody been sitting down, Johnson? And when they sat down, did anybody ask any really harsh questions? Did anybody be like, so what's up with all this shit you said about Juneteenth? What do you mean, black people, it's a ghetto holiday? What's that mean? Like, no one asked these tough questions. No one punched them in the mouth with questions like that. And that's why they were willing to sit down with the people they sat down with, because those people are not going to ask those type of tough questions, because it's a game. They are playing positions, even if they do believe certain thoughts, even if they do have certain stances. They are not us. They are not like us. They are not us. It's like world wrestling, some of it. I know some of y'all still think wrestling is real. Some of you do. Yeah, they train real. You can really get hurt and you can make real money. But it's not real as boxing is. It's not real as UFC. Have you seen UFC? Compare that to Hulk Hogan's days of wrestling. The Rock's wrestling. I'm saying, I seen a brother's leg go that way. His body was faced this way. He got kicked and his leg went that way. That was not special effects. That was not CGI. You know what I'm saying? That was real. I'm gonna leave it there, folks, because I could go all day on this topic. Let's keep going. We got more. I'm not going to say what I'm thinking. I'm not going to say what I was thinking about that. I'm not going to do it. Yeah. I'm not going to say it. Okay, let's go. Trying to bait me into going after Joe Brown.
Police say ABC 10's building was targeted in a drive-by shooting yesterday afternoon. 3 bullet holes were seen in the window of the building's lobby. No one was hurt, but people were inside of that building. Thank you for joining us at 6. I'm Cecil Hannibal. We know that Sacramento police arrested the suspect this morning. KCRA3's Denson Cortez is live in the newsroom tonight. Denson, what have you learned?
Yes, Cecil, Sacramento police arresting 64-year-old Anibal Hernandez Santana, who was released on a $200,000 bail earlier today. And authorities
was the trial? Team Kimmel or Team ABC or Nexstar?
ABC and Nexstar, without a question.
Why? Interesting, because the people seem to be outraged by anti-free, the anti-free speech of.
Well, some of the people are, obviously.
Yeah.
But I like taking on a challenge, and I love the idea of private companies doing what private companies are allowed to do. You get to hire and fire people. That's just the bottom line.
You don't think it looks a little fishy that they've got a merger going on and they've got to get FCC approval, and Trump has recently, taken money from ABC, from CBS. He's got a lawsuit against New York Times, Wall Street Journal.
Are they a private company? Did they take offense to what he said? Did they think that it fit the rubric of what their platform is and what it stands for? No, they didn't. So they're allowed to fire and hire who they want to. It's still a free country. It's still a private organization. Kimmel has a right to stand up and say what he wants to say. People say, well, this is an attack on free speech. Nobody's putting Kimmel in jail. Nobody's putting handcuffs on Kimmel for what he said. This isn't some country where you can't say what you want to say. He can say what he wants to say. You got to pay the price.
Just not on our air.
You got to pay the piper.
I wouldn't mind submitting an invoice to Disney too, because well,
you would. I'm wondering. We probably wouldn't mind submitting an invoice to Kimmel either. He could probably pay the check.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey, that guy just got up there. He sat up there, folks, and he skipped the whole part about the FCC leaning on ABC. Whole part went out the window. He's just talking about Jimmy Kimmel. Man, this ain't about Jimmy Kimmel's show. It's about the Trump administration having an hexagram with all these networks, all these late night talk shows, and these guys are in trouble, Johnson. These guys are in trouble because the rabbit got the gun, and the rabbit is Donald Trump. And who had the gun before that? All of the Democrats, all of liberal media had the gun, Johnson. And they no longer have the gun, family. So Donald Trump, who definitely has an axe to grind, is willing to grind that axe, is willing to grind the axe on these people. So it's not about, is Jimmy Kimmel's show a good show, if the ratings were good? It's not even about how much money he's lost. These are all thoughts. These are all matters of opinion. This is all relative to the human being, whatever you think, right? And know this, man. In a business, sometimes you lose money. It's called loss leader. They lose money on an entity, but there's an upside to it. Maybe it's tax. Maybe it's paying less taxes. Maybe it's the level of access it gives you to have this show that basically is a nonprofit for you, but it brings in a certain amount of publicity, prestige, notoriety, right? That you're willing to do it. And that's what ABC was doing. Same thing for CBS with Stephen Colbert. Jimmy Kimmel Show. Jimmy Kimmel Show was taking on water, Jimmy Kimmel Live, right? But it's been taking on water for years. Stephen Colbert's show was losing $30 to $40 million per year. And they had no problems keeping it going. They were happy keeping the show going. So what I'm saying, when we look at it, I just want people to look at it for what it is. These people right here, look at this, man. This is where I wanted to pull this image up. These guys right here, fam. That's your late night crew right here, man. Look at them. That's late night TV. Got nothing to do with Black America at all. We featured in this. Hell, nobody's in it but white guys. And now we got to sit back and feel bad for these guys? All of them are filthy rich. I can't remember the last time I saw Seth Meyers do anything. This guy's quietly probably making $10 million a year. Quietly. Do you really think, I don't even know the network Seth Meyers comes on. Do you really think they're making money off Seth Meyers? Really? But see, you get to fail. You get to not make money. If they like you, and they like them. Yeah, they like them. Let's keep going, fam. Let's keep going.
I mean, at the Emmys, would it have killed someone to get up there, since they all want to talk about their politics, would it kill somebody to get up there, not give a speech about how much they like Charlie Kirk, just to say, we had a political assassination this week, and that's wrong, and they would have been booed off the stage because he was on the wrong team. So you're not even allowed to say that. Can you imagine if a left-wing person was assassinated that week? The whole show would have been about that. Is that not just true? Can't you admit that?
I think that Charlie Kirk assassination needs to be reframed as an issue of how our democracy actually functions and survives. We cannot be assassinating people who are different from us, who believe different things, full stop. Charlie Kirk's assassination is as bad for Democrats as it should be as it is for Republicans. It is not okay.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
And everybody needs to get on that same page. And you do not have to agree with what he said or what he believed in, but you have to mourn what his death represents.
Yeah.
Right? And that is not a good
And
thing for our
him as a
country.
human.
But
as a human.
But
Two little children.
there has been so much hate and vitriol spewed from the top of this administration and has infected the entire party.
Yeah.
I understand why people don't have the stomach for it sometimes, but I'm telling you,
Coming from both sides, it really
it is not the same thing.
There's not when it comes to
is not
the
a
president.
concerted. It is not. There's not. There is more of a.
They always take it to a worse level. I mean, yes, there was cancel culture on the left, but it didn't come this much from the government. Yes, Biden did put his thumb on the scale a little with COVID and make social media not say some of the things that we now know are true about that. But generally, they didn't do that. But Trump gets in office, of course, they're always going to take it to level 10.
I don't know when it's going to hit the news of what happened today, but the blowback from this whole ABC News canceling Jimmy Kimmel Live is historic. Not only are people canceling their Hulu app, their Disney Plus apps, their ABC apps, people are boycotting Marvel, studios, Marvel Comics, movies, and any Disney movie. People are protesting outside of Disney in Burbank today. People are canceling Disney cruises, and people are canceling trips to the Disney parks, Disney World and Disneyland here in California. So screw Disney, screw ABC. You were concerned about the FCC and Donald Trump having power over you. And remember, you make your money off the people, not off the... So that was your mistake, getting scared by the FCC. You should be scared by the people who put food on your table, and that's us. And you're canceled.
Wow. So
Next.
yeah, let's go in, fam. Let's go in on it. Let's go in. Let's talk about what happened with Jimmy Kimmel. Let's talk about not about Jimmy Kimmel. Let's not make this about Jimmy Kimmel. His show should have been canceled if it was about money, but that's up to the network. They got to make their decision. Me sitting back here as a black man, just sitting back watching it from my perspective, and remember, I'm always looking at it through that lens. I'm looking at shows that I'm not a fan of the shows. I'm not a fan of what they do, but I am a fan of free speech. So on that basis alone, Johnson, we have to stand up about that, because I don't care what kind of I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, whatever your ideology is, or if you totally out of politics, whatever it is, fam, it's not good for the FCC to put its finger on the scale with anybody. It only sets up a precedent for bad things to happen to us later down the line, and that meaning anybody who creates any type of content. All you people out there making content, you had a nice glimpse of what can happen when the powers that be decide they want to come after you for it. I've been living with this uncertainty for over a decade. So this is, I got my spidey senses start going off, the alarm started going off for me immediately when it's kicked up, because the last thing you want is to have them start saying, this is what hate speech is. Who's going to determine what hate speech is? You best believe it won't be nobody from my neighborhood. And if they off my neighborhood, they're going to be doing a reverse so bad in order to maintain their system, they're going to be worse for me than a redneck. Right? Because they're going to be trying to prove they ain't riding for us. They're going to try their best to show they have no bias towards helping us. So how does that manifest itself? They'll be harder on us. Yeah. The worst, I would say the worst of the overseers are the black overseers. But be that as it may, Jimmy Kimmel and the rest of them, let's look at it from the perspective of the people. Okay. If people are upset with Disney, Hulu, and the rest of it, Disney, whatever, Disney, Hulu, ABC, whatever, good. Good. Let them do what they want to do, man. I'm all for people being pissed off and taking their money elsewhere. That's how market's supposed to work. That's cool. If the liberals are pissed because they pulled Jimmy Kimmel, good. Jimmy Kimmel will have an opportunity to do whatever he wants to do. Jimmy Kimmel was making over, was it 10, 12, $14 million a year for 10 years. I'm sure he's got a nice nest egg somewhere. He don't have to do anything unless he wants to. All these people that they cry about don't have to do anything else unless they want to. He can have a podcast that'll be ranked in Spotify by the end of the week, just off the publicity of what's happening. I wish people had the same type of concern about the rest of us. But we don't. We had concern for the Jimmy Kimmels and the Stephen Colberts and the Joy Reids and big names and the Don Lemons. Anybody with a big name that loses it. But they're the least people that need the help. Don Lemon don't need your damn help. He good. He was making 10 million or so for the past 20 years. So anyway, I'm never pissed off. Never do I have a problem when people decide they want to boycott something. Boycott away. Do what you got to do. Show where you stand with your dollars. That is your God-given right. Well, not God-given. That's your right as a U.S. citizen. You get to decide where you spend money. And if you want to join or remove your payment, remove your shows, remove channels off your network, whatever you want to do. If you want to cut the cord further, fine, cut it. You have no obligation to any of that crap. So, yeah, do that. But I see it a lot. I see similarities between the people that are upset about Kimmel and people that are upset about the people that are upset that Kimmel's leaving or not leaving, the fact that he got yanked. Those people remind me, it seems like they're almost the same people that are upset that they wanted Kimmel to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, both are extremes, in my opinion. They're both extremes. And that's fine. Like I said, I'm just sitting over here, and I want to encourage Black America to just sit back and eat your popcorn, drink your tea, mind your business. This ain't our fight. This ain't something for us to be worried about. To that extent, we should know what's going on. But when I see people kind of jumping into the fray on this, I just shake my head, man. This got nothing to do with you. You want to write on the show. You want to participate in the show. They ain't inviting you on the show. I mean, yeah, they invite celebrities, a few of them. But do you notice the type of people that these late night show hosts bring on? If you're not a full-blown celebrity, they're bringing on a bunch of Democratic operatives. That's what but why would you want to see Adam Schiff? I don't want to see Adam Schiff when I got to cover Congress or the news. Why would I want to watch him at night? What? Why would I want to see that? Yeah. So to me, it's a bunch of propaganda, and I don't see how it benefits us. Anybody wants to watch it, fine. Do your thing. Do your thing. But I don't see anything. I won't be missing anything from Kimmel leaving or staying. He could come back and I wouldn't care. He could go, he could stay, he could whatever. He could roll over, he could fetch, he could go on a yacht, he could take up fishing or knitting. It doesn't matter. But the fact I'm watching both sides kind of go at each other about it, to me, it's comical. The only thing not funny It's free speech. The only thing not funny is when Trump sets a precedence as he goes to try to get his back, get his payback, whatever he's doing, is he's setting the table for Democrats to do even worse. For all them coming out and complaining about Trump and the FCC, y'all was trying to do this the whole time during COVID. And not trying to do it, you were doing it. They were censoring, they were leaning on Facebook. Who you think gets more views? Facebook or Disney? Facebook, man. Who you think gets more views? Hulu or Zuckerberg in Instagram and Facebook? And what did they say? The Democrats were leaning all over Facebook to censor the platform. Anybody with a dissenting view. Anyone with a dissenting view that was in lockstep with the Democratic Party, Facebook was censoring them under the directive of the Democratic Party. But now you got an issue with censorship. Now you're concerned. I'm concerned either way, no matter who's doing it. But not the liberals. Not the Democrats. They weren't concerned when they were doing it. It's for our best good. Well, you know, that's how some people feel about Chalie Kirk. Just because I don't agree with him, that's how they feel. They look at it like their timeline tells them Christian dad, loving husband, truth teller. And they got enough black people going, yeah, 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 right behind them to make them believe that's an accurate assessment. It's enough of them. But they don't see the irony, the hypocrisy of the whole thing. They don't see that. They don't see it. You and I see it, I hope. I see it. I hope you see it. Censorship is bad no matter who implements it. It's a tool. It's like I say with Trump. Democrats are mad that Trump got the gun. It's like a John Wick movie. It's all about who gets to the gun first. Who gets to draw first. And that's what John Wick usually does. And that's how he wins, because he gets the gun. He makes the move first. He does the finisher move first. Whatever. And the Democrats did not do their finisher move. Trump grabbed the gun in 2024, and now he's trying to finish. But he got the gun right now. Democrats grabbed it in 2020. Make no mistake about that. They grabbed the gun. Trump's got it back, and he's putting on damage. Democrats need to power up or game over. And if they think Gavin Newsom and AOC are going to do it, they're deeply mistaken. Look at what's happening with Kirk. Look at what's happening with Kirk, and then ask yourself, who in the Democratic Party could garner such pageantry other than Obama? And if you think about it like that, and you think about it from their side, of the point of view of conservative side, and put the Democrats over here, maybe then you'll understand what's going on. You'll see it. But if you're so unbiased, or you're so biased that you cannot see how you can't empathize. You ain't got to agree. You can't empathize with what people see over here. I saw some people coming for Viola Davis. Viola Davis said something, I don't know what she said, but maybe she was like, oh, Chalie Kirk shouldn't have been shot. I mean, I don't know how much she follows politics. But if you just see a clip of a guy getting shot, and if you have a certain timeline, all you know is father, Christian, husband, truth speaker. To your timeline. Other people with different timelines get other things. I don't think we really learned that everybody don't see the same content. I still think people don't get it, that timelines are individual. They're individualized. Your next door neighbor may not see what you see, but you treat them and talk to them and judge them based on what you saw. And now you say their reaction is inappropriate. Their reaction is sellout. But their reaction is based on what they saw. And they do the same to you. But if you're over here and this is your algorithm and it's tuned to get your reaction based on how you interact with content, you're getting a different point of view with Chalie Kirk. So people were like, man, Viola Davis is garbage. I can't believe she feel bad for Chalie Kirk. Or she feel bad for Jimmy Kimmel. She goes on the Jimmy Kimmel show. She part of the thing, dog. You're not. She's part of the thing. She's part of the system. She's in that house. She's a Democrat. You gotta it takes heart, commitment, a little crazy to go up against the system. There's only been a few people to do it. Muhammad Ali was one of those people. I admire the hell out of Muhammad Ali. Go back and watch some Muhammad Ali clips. Do that. Go watch Muhammad Ali. Willing to lose his belt, lose his everything to stand on business. That many people built like Muhammad Ali was. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to leave it there. What do we got comment section before we move on? Who's in the building? Who's in the building? It is, fam. Give it up for Black Mamba. Thank you, Black Mamba, for doing what you do. Tim Black's Woodpeckers in the house. Remember, we do live streams on this channel Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's 4 days a week. We also put out content other days of the week. I'm trying my best to make this relevant. We do our research. We got content for this. Yeah. Let's keep going. I got some more stuff before we get to the Kirk Memorial. We're still building up to the Kirk Memorial, guys, so don't go anywhere. We still got to talk about the Kirk Memorial services. Okay? That's important. But I got to build. We got to build up to it. Let's keep going.
On deck with Tim Black.
Candace Owens is a perfect example of why being a token means nothing. Because people like her believe that she is transracial, right? That like, because I am black, that is simply my skin tone. That has nothing to do with anything, when it quite literally has everything to do with everything. Because for her to allow a man like Nick Fuentes to go on her platform, right? Her platform that she makes money off of, and make her look like a fool, because the entire time she's sitting there just oh so confused at how you couldn't like me. How could you not like me? I'm the good black. I'm the good black person. I married a white man. I have biracial children. I speak well. I'm educated. You've never seen my hair nappy. I am a good black. And that man sat in her face and said, I don't give a fuck. Not only that, he then went on his own platform to essentially say, fuck all you Uncle Toms, actually. I hate token black people. Because it's a grift. It's a grift and they know it. I say this all the time. As a reformed token, right? It doesn't matter how well you speak, how well you dress, how many country clubs, if you know how to play tennis, golf, all the white people shits, how many Taylor Swift songs you know. Will they be polite? Yes. Will they sit in front of you, let you eat at their table, let you sit on their podcast? Sure. But at the end of the day, they still feel how they feel. Nick Fuentes basically said in so many words that her children are an abomination. Because people like Candace Owens believe that because they were friends with people like Chalie Kirk, that, see guys, it's not that they're racist, they just don't like ignorant black people. They just don't like ghetto black people. I mean, isn't that a difference? No, it's not.
I said, there is no way we are going to this event now. There's a 0% chance. First and foremost, why are you saying invite? Anybody can go to it. You just buy a ticket to the event, and you're all working to try to get me to confirm that I'm going. And you're doing this as if you're trying to like push my buttons and be like, we got to make her get into her ego so she like shows up and like posts it on social media. Nope, actually, while I'm attacking the feds, maybe not going to a public event, which the feds are organizing, is probably a very good idea. I'm good. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna listen to Power on my headphones and go see Ye. How's that for a memorial for Charlie Kirk? That feels like the right thing for me to do right now.
Next on deck.
Thanks, Buck. Candace Owens is the biggest opportunist that I've seen online. Candace Owens is a humongous opportunist. That's what she is, fam. A humongous opportunist. In fact, she should get an award for the most opportunistic Black perspective token. She's a token opportunist, an actor opportunist, an influence opportunist, conservative opportunist, tokenist. Any way you want to put those, just put the words together and form whatever type of new being. This woman has the audacity to center herself in the murder of Charlie Kirk. And this man lost her life, and somehow she has become the center of the conversation. She was just talking about Macron and somebody having man junk, and now she over here talking about Charlie Kirk and making all these innuendo statements and saying she's got prime information or whatever. Somehow she's got the smoking gun of why it may have happened and who did, and she's going to, she is, folks, the level of hypocrisy on this. I mean, it's disgusting. I mean, this is horrible. I mean, it shows everything about her you need to know. And to those people that don't agree with me, that's fine. You don't have to. Goodness gracious, I got a lot of people who hit me. Everyone's goodness gracious. The sound is back, right? It's been back for like 3 or 5 minutes. Jesus Christ. Right? Okay. Yeah, it's back. Thank you, Jesus Christ. Thank y'all for telling me. I got like 3 different people hit me at one time telling me the sound is off. It's my fault. I left the sound off. Here's the thing, though, man. Lock in on this. This man's life is gone. He's gone from existence. Right? He's gone. And when you search him, she pops up. And they ain't been working together in about 7 years. To me, that's a big screw you to Charlie from her. I don't know if they parted on good terms. I don't know if they were still pals. And just because you text somebody doesn't mean, you never know what text you get to. Even if she said, here goes my text with Charlie. And Charlie and I, XYZ, we don't know, like, what are the, It could have been a text, 3 texts after that that told you to go jump off a cliff that Charlie sent you. Who knows? We don't have any idea what's going on. We'll never know what texts are being shared with us and what aren't being shared with us. So we'll never really know. And she's just doing this. And look, it is what it is. But I do like what the woman said here, the young woman here who said she's a reform token. And she's saying how these people are tokenizing themselves in order to get acceptance, and how they try to fit into a mold that they think is going to be acceptable by these certain people, by these white gatekeepers or movers and shakers and whatever industry. And they think that they're being judged by the content of their character, these things. That's true. They may judge you by the content of your character, but they are not blind. And you know what? Most white people know. I believe, for the most part, white Americans, just like any other Americans, can see. And they've all been brought up in the same system, under the same simulation, the same messaging, the same propaganda, and the same environments, relatively speaking. I know class has something to do with it, but at the end of the day, fam, everybody's infected with their belief systems. And I don't think this belief that there are people that are colorblind and that don't factor in color at all, particularly in that type of business where it's all about words and perceptions and people's first impressions and what demographics you check off and what you naturally can draw from. You mean to tell me that people in that business, you think they're looking past your blackness? Of course they're not. And also, if you look at some of the people on the conservative section, I don't mean no harm, y'all. I'm going to keep it 100, and I don't want to be too, I know this is my opinion. But I heard some of these people, man, and they can't sit up and keep an audience captivated for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 2 hours, or 3 hours with their words. Have you listened to some of these people? Have you listened to C.J. Pearson? Have you listened to, what's the guy who took his underwear, was in his underwear on the train one year, and the next year they make him be the most thoughtful conservative, black conservative in America? I forget his name. Someone knows it. Conversations with this little guy. And what is it with little conservatives, little short black guys? I don't know. It's just what I noticed that they like putting forth. These are the type of guys they hold up. They hold up. There was a little something. I did jot something down for this. Let me see. I think I got some notes on this. Because I was going through this and I was like, you know what? It's something that I'm noticing here. That's not it. It was something that I was noticing, guys. I put notes everywhere. That's not it. It's something I noticed about. Oh, here it goes. All conservative black MAGA supporters, particularly Kirk supporters, they have one thing in common. They are self-centered. Yeah, I've noticed that they're very self-centered, fam. Their evidence of Kirk's good nature is in his helping them. I mean, I've looked at them from the biggest to the tallest, male, female, it doesn't matter. If they were able to benefit themselves from a relationship with him in any way, they are now coming out saying how great he was. These same people, I didn't hear them before his death saying these things. Candace was busy trying to making money off the Macrones, saying she's a guy. That was going good for her, I guess. And the rest of these people were busy doing whatever they were doing. You know what I'm saying? Brandon was kissing up to Israel, and I don't even know what the rest of these conservatives were doing, but they were doing whatever they were doing. The Hodge twins were Hodging and calling themselves the Patriot twins. I mean, we really gonna take these people seriously? Is that what we're doing? We're gonna pretend that these people are serious people? But all of them share one thing in common. And there's a lot of women too, don't get it twisted. There are entire groups of black women politics couch, a politics group. 3 black conservative women with nothing to talk about except bad black people. And how now all of a sudden it's turned to, and how much we love Chalie Kirk. And it's just all of it is so transactional. It's all based on what they were able to get. They gonna give a damn of what Charlie said about DEI. When they know damn well DEI benefited white women more than it benefited black people. It's just like affirmative action benefited white women more than it benefited black people. Like this don't even take that much research. It's like you can find that out in 2 seconds. It's a 2-second search to find out who were the true beneficiaries. That doesn't keep them from spreading the bullshit to people that don't want to spend the 2 seconds because they don't want to find it out. They don't want to know. The audience really doesn't want to know the truth. They want to keep believing that black people get all the help. And white Americans are the ones that are suffering. They're the new civil rights movement. Is for white people to get civil rights. Crazy. And these Kirk supporters, man, these black Kirk supporters are all about themselves, and they just continue to frame it. Charlie did this for me. I saw one brother, Charlie helped me out. If it wasn't for Charlie, he helped me get my YouTube channel on the map. This dude is willing for all black America to be thrown in the dirt, dragged behind a car to our heads pop off, theoretically, right, in theory. As long as he gets 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, he can give a damn. Long as he ain't got to go get a real job, he cool. He don't care what's said. They don't care how black people are framed. To him, it's like, as long as he got to come up, did he get a hotel stay in D.C.? And did he get a red hat? Cool. Who cares what that means to the rest of America? Who cares what that says about black people? What Charlie said about aptitude and brain horsepower and processing ability of actual people with degrees and advanced degrees and training and ability. This guy, none of that matters because they personally benefited from Charlie, from knowing Charlie. And people talk as if there wasn't a vested interest in trying to expand the Republican footprint into black America, thereby using black conservatives who people that look black anyway, black Americans, some of them not even black Americans, like Candace people from the islands, from the Caribbean. But they look this way, so they use them for that. It doesn't mean he wants to marry you. Doesn't mean he wants to, you know what I'm saying? Shit, it doesn't, it's business. Who was the coach for the LA Clippers? Donald Sterling. He employed a lot of black people. Donald Sterling employed a lot of black people. But he was very clear. He didn't want no black. When you bringing this black man to my games? And Julius Erving was damn near a billionaire at the time. He was on his way to becoming a billionaire. And that wasn't good enough for Donald Sterling. Donald Sterling's like, that is a black man. You little Mexican white girl, you do not bring him. Don't be taking pictures with him that people going to a billionaire was concerned about how he was seen if someone he was knocking down was taking pictures with a rich black man. That's how potent the racism is. And these people, these black conservatives want us to believe that don't exist, that that's not a real thing, and that there are considerations for other white people with money. Donald Sterling was a perfect example of what I'm talking about. You ain't got to theorize it. We don't have to debate it. Go roll the tape. Anybody new, any of my Gen Zers, if you're watching, most of you don't watch my show. It's not my demographic. But look up to Donald Sterling. Go down a rabbit hole on Donald Sterling, what happened with that. And look at his complaints. The complaints. Don't bring them to my games. And he employs black people that play on the court. But socially, in the real world, he doesn't want other white or Jewish people to look at him any type of way and judge him based on who she spends time with. It's not even him. It's who she was spending time with. And what I'm saying to you is, when I see these conservatives in the Kirk support brigade, the black conservative Chalie Kirk support brigade, and I'm not talking about the lame people that are on TikTok and YouTube and X, the black ones that are, oh, but I just found out who Charlie was and I realized he's a really great guy. And I didn't see anything racist in saying that black people are complete morons. I didn't see anything racist with it. Yeah, you know, it's like, I think it was Dave Chappelle that said, black people are bad bargaining chips. And I get it. There's money to be made. So these people, I don't take those people seriously because it's a financial play for them, I believe. I believe it's a financial play for the person with the small TikTok page to make a few dollars from TikTok. Just saying whatever the majority of white people want them to say. I get it, man. I'm not even doing a lot of content on it. When I see cornballs, like there are people like that on YouTube that are doing the same thing. Hey man, have at it, fam. Go do you. Yeah, I was going to cover more of it. I decided, what's the point, man? So those people I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the black conservatives who are somewhat influencers to whom I don't know, because they're not really influencing anybody. There are very few black conservative influencers that have any influence over black Americans. They just talk to white people. They're there just so white Americans can go, see, nothing wrong with me feeling the way I feel. Thank you. Darky, appreciate you. See, the darky believes, see, and I don't, see, there you go. He's a good one. And like the woman said, that doesn't inoculate you. Because at the end of the day, like Nick Fuentes is letting Candace Owens know, in no uncertain terms, you are a token. It's not about being respected, liked, any of that. I don't care about any of that from those people. None of it. They're playing their role. Let them play their role. I'm going to talk about them. They don't have to accept me. I'm not looking for them to accept me. I'm going to stay my lane and keep doing what I'm doing. So I am immune to it. I have the antidote. I have the antibodies. It don't affect me now. I'm removed from that. It's got to be cold-blooded, though, for Candace Owens to grapple with the fact that Nick Fuentes said his children are an abomination. Said her children, Candace Owens must be feeling a certain kind of way inside to know that there are people that don't respect her, that a half Mexican guy is probably next up. In all her work, she's not going to be next up. She didn't get a lot of views. She could be Miss Cleo. Remember Miss Cleo? That's her name. Miss Cleo used to come on and do the fake readings, palm readings back in the 80s or whatever. And she did really well, but she didn't get a talk show like Sally Jesse Raphael or insert name of white woman I don't know about. She just faded off into the distance. That's what Candace Owens will do. And then Nick Fuentes will be Geraldo. He don't know he's in the same box she's in. He just too arrogant and smart, dumb smart guy, too arrogant and blinded by his own ambition to realize he'll never be. He could be like that, was it the Proud Boy that went to jail on January 6th to try to show white people that Latinos can be just as goofy as them, do dumb, can crash out just like regular white people, but they're both the same. They're both in the same boat. They just don't see it. But no, time's up for token black people. And I don't got a problem with that. Like I said, let the market decide. Just like the market gets to decide if they want to boycott Hulu and Disney and ABC, fine. I don't give a shit. I don't care if conservatives want to boycott token blacks. It would only be right. It's roosters coming home to roost. You played your hand and it didn't pan out. But I end on this note. A lot of the black conservatives that I've noticed who have been rising up, who've got something to say about Chalie Kirk, in the ones, hey, was Chalie Kirk taught me. I saw one guy so desperate. I saw one black guy, one black conservative, so desperate. I forget his name. I can't remember. He's on Twitter. He's like, Chalie Kirk taught me. Chalie Kirk taught me. Chalie Kirk told me what it meant to be a son. And I'm like, but Jesus Christ, man. Now this guy has to be every bit of 45, 50 years old. Chalie Kirk told me. Chalie Kirk taught me what. Woo! Woo! He said, you know that when people howl when they cry. Woo! When they do that shit, that's that extra sauce on that, man. That is giving sharecropper last dollar. Sharecropper work for 20 cents a day vibes, fam. That is giving. It's giving. Ugh. Oh, man. Look, man, it is what it is, fam. Let me know what y'all think about this. It is abominable when Candace Owens has that accepted reality. She don't have to accept it. She can walk around delusional and get a lot of views, and that's great. She's gonna make a lot of money. It is disgusting what she's doing. And I'm not even knocking it. It's all fair in the media game. Don't get it twisted. It's all fair in the media game. She kind of floating like people want her to go to, they wanted her to go to Charlie's memorial so something could happen to her. She should see the way the people that can't see through her, they want me to go to Charlie's funeral after all I said about the current government. And they think that's good for me. No, I don't think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go spend time with Kanye. Kanye is done with you. He got from you what he could get at the time. You got something, he got something transactional. That way. What was it like, Heat? Val Kilmer downstairs. Woman, I forget her name, on the terrace. Cops in the living room. Cops on the inside of the house. They're bugging everything. They're waiting for him to show up. They just don't know what he looks like. Val Kilmer walks up and he's like, you ready to go? I got the car. We're about to flee. Let's do this, baby. And she looks at him. Ashley Judd. She looks at him. She doesn't say a word because she can't. Because she's being monitored. Nicoletti and the rest of the cops are inside. And she does one thing. Remember that scene? And he knew that means the feds are there. He's got to go alone. Well, Candace Owens, for you and all your troubles and all this butt kissing, it's been a hell of a ride, sister. But as it pertains to you and MAGA and this thing, the conservatives have a message, and that message is bye, black woman or Caribbean woman. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below, man. My bad on this mute button. I should never mute again. I don't know what's wrong with me. Hang in there, guys. We got one more section. Then we go to the long-awaited Chalie Kirk Memorial. We got a couple things from that. Look, folks, I want to thank everybody for hanging in there. Thank you to my moderators who put up with me, my long-winded ass. Thank you. I know I'm long-winded. I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you, Ebony, Buck Bewley, and Black Mamba for trying to keep this place civil as I incite hate and harsh opinions and love in the conversation, fam. I know people get in it. I know people get in it, man. Oh, man, I know people get at it. People go at it. I want to thank everybody, man. I want to thank all my Tim Black YouTube, my Tim Black Wolfpack people, man. Thank y'all for being here. If you're interested in supporting this channel, go to jointimblack.com. Type in jointimblack.com. That'll take you to my Patreon, $5 a month. And look, you can join for free. You don't have to pay to join. You can join for free. And if you like it, you join. You pay. If you don't, you don't. No one will put you out if you don't pay. You know what I'm saying? You just be a free member and just see if you enjoy it, if you think it's worthy. If I earn your support, I do. If I don't, I don't. It is what it is. Take us for a test drive. See what you think. All right, guys, let's keep it going. We're almost there. This last part, as we ramp, we're building, folks. We are building up
with Tim Black.
Let me ask you, because I do want to play a couple of statements that you made earlier this year. Okay.
Unfortunately, we have someone that is occupying the White House, and as far as I'm concerned, he is an enemy to the United States. They want to show that they are loyal to this, I don't even know what to call him. I've called him so many things, but this wannabe Hitler for sure.
And to be clear, the president has attacked, other people have attacked you in his orbit, maybe not him personally. But do you have a responsibility as an elected official not to raise the temperature, but rather lower the temperature, particularly when there are people out there who listen to elected officials all over the place who are not well, who use that as a way to instigate the political violence that you are calling out?
I think that my responsibility is to be transparent and to be honest. And the reality is that we are living in a time in which this administration and this regime is not interested in making sure that people understand history. We need to understand why they are so problematic. And so I am using that language because it is accurate language. When we see the consolidation of power, when we see them trying to chill speech of jokesters, when we're seeing all of this, that is a playbook out of Hitler, and I won't deny it. Like, these are the facts.
Yo, man, the word salad is atrocious. The word salad is atrocious. But look, I know she ain't gonna be honest, but the level of word salad, the level of distract, yo, I never liked this occupant of the White House. It's just all talking points. So you have an obligation to use talking points? This whole, Maxine Waters did the same thing. 45. Now it's 47. He's not worthy of me calling him president. We have presidents that own people. We have presidents that had actual slaves. The former president, number 46, was the author of the 91 and 94 crime bills that locked up thousands of black people, way more damaging than anything Trump has done. And you had no problems kissing his ass, particularly Jasmine Crockett. These people are hypocrites. I don't think it could get any worse, fam. It is the most hypocritical thing in the world, and they do it continuously, and here she is. She called him the enemy of the United States. She can't own it. She cannot own it. She goes to the last thing she said and make it about Hitler. I think, and I believe, that is the most disrespectful thing to say. It is. Disrespectful as hell. But that's how she became famous in the Democratic Party, by saying, just like Chalie Kirk, they all play the same game. This is what I'm saying. They all do the same thing. Jasmine Crockett say things she don't need to say. You may not disagree or you may agree. It don't matter. That's not the point. It's not the point if you agree with Jasmine Crockett or don't agree with her. What I'm saying is it's the same thing. They both do it. Jasmine Crockett is doing the same thing Charlie Kirk was doing. Who was doing the same thing Trump was doing, which is exaggerate, make claims, go after people loudly for recognition, money, power, prestige, authority, influence. By denying that Trump is a duly elected president, calling him an occupant of the White House, which denotes there may be or lies in a suspicion that he got the office by stealing it, not by actually winning the election. That's what it does. But we're not supposed to be smart enough to realize she does that. And it's her people that support her, don't care. But they'll complain about MAGA. They'll complain about Charlie Kirk supporters. And that's why I say there's similarities. Enemy of the United States. The president is the enemy of the country. Didn't even see that as hyper. Did not see that as gaslighting at all. She said it's her responsibility to say Trump is the enemy of the United States. Let's keep going, man. She's got much more to say.
But one of the things that I've never done that the president has done consistently is called specifically for violence. He has said, oh, beat that one up. He has said those types of things. We know that Charlie Kirk was saying things about who should live and who should die. I have never said those kinds of things. And I think that those things are the ones that are really, really dangerous. And even still, some of that will still be protected. We know that we still have laws that are on the book that certain speech is not protected, that it does cross over when you are inciting violence, such as what we saw on January 6th. When you are doing what we consider to be a terroristic threat of some sort, where it's a matter of, I'm not just saying it, but I have the apparent ability to carry that out. But me laying out historical facts, just like they don't want to talk about the fact that slavery was real in this country and that my people were enslaved and dragged and raped and abused, and they don't want to account for any of that. They don't believe.
Nah, don't bring black people back into this. Nah, man, we talking about you, the comments you've been making over the last 2 years. Well, that's how we even know who she is, y'all. How do you even know who she is? Let's tell the truth, man. If you're going to call out Charlie Kirk, we're talking about people that make inciting type comments. She an elected official. She has a responsibility. Don't bring us into it. Don't stop talking about what black people diss black people. No, don't do it. Don't do it. That's got nothing to do with you saying Trump is a wannabe Hitler. It's got nothing to do with it. You should verify that. For you saying he's the enemy of the United States. You should verify that. And Dana is not even going to make her do it. So what's the point? What's the point, fam? But as usual, they will do whatever they can to elevate themselves, to get notoriety. And then what do? They lean back on blackness. She's falling back on blackness to use that as her shield. My people were slaves. What's that got to do with you calling this guy Hitler? I'd never agree with that. What's that got to do with it? Oh, because he uses propaganda, because he uses the system. Biden was using the system. Obama was using the system. They all do the same thing. They all use the media. Trump doesn't really have media, so he uses the FCC. At this point, that's what he's doing, because he does not have the media arm that the liberals, that the Democrats had. But if you don't see it as the same thing, I don't think you're looking at it with clear eyes.
Even reparations? No, I think it is okay for me to understand history.
Man, she threw everything at the wall, things she does not support, things she does not stand up for. It's not enough to say black people were slaves. Let's talk about what we're going to do about it. It's not enough to say reparations and then talk about some dumb study. We already know about the study. Representative Kanye started that, what, in 93? Or was it 89? It's a long time ago, fam. It's a long time ago. HR 40. We still talking about HR 40. I'm not even saying that's on her, but she's bringing it up just to run out the clock with a bunch of words salad, got nothing to do with nothing. And Dana has no follow-up. There's nothing out of this. It's just to piss people like myself off.
And communicate in a very clear way. about why we should feel as if there is a concern. And when we swear an oath, which is what that first clip was.
Man, anybody who watches, look, man, any other people, any of these liberals, whether they be Don Lemon, Joy Reid, Clay, Kane, Reese Roberts, I always forget, Reese Colbert, hoping I got that right, no diss. Any of these people, man, and look, when I mention them, it's good for them. It's good for the algorithm, get their names mentioned. You know, any of these people, they can't admit that Jasmine Crocker is throwing a bunch of garbage at the wall right now. Really? You can't admit, Van Lathan, you can't admit she just throwing a bunch of garbage at the wall, that she ain't saying a whole lot of anything right now. She just reaching around. She like Auntie Bunny falling down the stairs in Eddie Murphy's famous stand-up. Delirious. My shoe. Oh, Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus, my shoe. She not doing that. That's exactly what she's doing. She reaching for whatever she can reach for. That's what she's doing. It is sad. Y'all cut the cap. Stop lying to support a party. It's more fun. It's more fun being me, man. Be me, Van Lathan. Be like me, Simone Sanders. Speak your mind. It's more fun. It's freeing. I could roast Jasmine Crocker for this, and then I could call out Chalie Kirk, and then I could also go in and say Trump is wrong. And then I could call out Joy Reid for lying and saying Trump is cutting HBCU funding. Then I could go at Republicans and say somebody could like HBCU funding helps all black people. Not all black people go to HBCUs. Only about 20% of black Americans even complete college. 25%. Stop it. Cut the cap. All right? So, yeah, Roland Martin is so much better to be me, man. It's freeing.
We swear an oath to the Constitution to protect against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And so if there is someone that is evidencing themselves, such as the president, who is going out and says, yes, I...
Dana has made it so clear that she just asked us to throw a bone so CNN could get their ass off the hot seat to say they tried to hold people accountable. Look what we did. No follow-up at all. And let this woman just talk for 3 minutes about nothing to do with why she say that shit she said. Isn't it good for you to tone down her rhetoric? And her answer was 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes of everything about Paul shot Peter, Peter shot Paul. They ran and took Matthew's bike. Matthew's bike wasn't shiny at all. And then she saw Ricky, and Ricky was drinking something behind the barn. And then she had to go cut on TV to watch Green Acres, and they took that off. So she watched Dukes of Hazzard. Then she watched The $6 Million Man, and she was happy until Roscoe Pico train showed up. And I don't know why the Love Boat crashed into the monsters. And won't they bring back Benny Hill?
will take a $400 million plane from a foreign government or is engaged in receiving crypto that we cannot track in exchange for, say, giving away chips to Saudi Arabia. No, we absolutely need to understand how these things could cause us harm, or when he's...
What is she even talking about? Like, yo, man, she gonna make it really hard for the Shields to defend this. I mean, I know Roland is like itching. He's like, oh, man, I'm gonna have to dance with Hillary again to cover up this one. Roland gonna come out here doing his dance, stepping, and he gonna do some dancing big time to cover for this mess, this laundry list of nonsense that Jasmine Crockett just threw at the wall that made no sense at all. I mean, it's one thing to have to defend things that make sense. I mean, there's a reason why you never seen Jasmine Crockett on a panel with Scott Jennings. I mean, it would be a demolishing. We'd have to call Child Protective Services. Scott, stop hitting her with facts. Stop hitting her in the head with facts. She would get destroyed talking this mess. What is she even talking about? Lord have mercy. Y'all get mad if y'all want to. This is despicable, man.
Cozying up to somebody like Vladimir Putin, it's not only a problem for us, but it's a problem for our allies when you have somebody like Poland that is like, yeah, this is what Russia's up to, and the president is like, oh, that may have just been a mistake. We need to understand what all his business dealings are, even with Russia, because that has the potential of
What is he talking about?
putting us in harm's way.
Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, thank you so much for being here. Nice to see you.
Good to see you too. You know what? One of the things I do want to point out that's not been laid out that honestly hurts my heart is when I saw the no votes, there were only 2 Caucasians. For the most part, the only people that voted no were people of color, because the rhetoric that Chalie Kirk continuously put out there was rhetoric that specifically targeted people of color. And so it is unfortunate.
People of color. God, I hate that term. I hate that term.
That even our colleagues could not see how harmful his rhetoric was, specifically to us. One of the things I do want to point out that's not been laid out that honestly hurts my heart is when I saw the no votes, there were only 2 Caucasians. For the most part, the only people that voted no were people of color, because the rhetoric that Chalie Kirk continuously put out there was rhetoric that specifically targeted people of color. And so it is unfortunate that even our colleagues could not see how harmful his rhetoric was, specifically to us. And I can tell you that a month prior to him passing away, he had actually gotten out on his podcast. I wasn't aware of this at the time, but he got out there and he was talking negatively about me directly. So if there was any way that I was going to honor somebody who decided that they were just going to negatively talk about me and proclaim that I was somehow involved in the great white replacement, yeah, I'm not honoring that kind of stuff, especially as a civil rights attorney, and understanding how I got to Congress, knowing that there were people that died, people that were willing to die.
We know how you got to, I know how you got to Congress, Ms. Crockett, sort of the same way that Chalie Kirk got Turning Point off the ground. Somebody funded it. You were funded by a crypto terrorist by the name of Sam Bankman-Fried, who's in jail now for fraud. He funded your campaign with millions of dollars. That's how you got to Congress. And Chalie got his Turning Point off the ground with a billionaire conservative who gave him a couple $1 million to get started with Turning Point. I mean, it's basically the same thing. That's why I'm trying to tell people, man, you know, when you rocking with the Democrats or with Republicans, you're going to find very similar angles. Of course, none of that will ever be brought up how she got started, where her money came from. Because 90% of the time, the candidate with the most money wins. And where did her money come from? Where did Charlie's money come from? Now, if you're not upset about where Jasmine Crockett got her money, why are you upset about how Chalie Kirk got his, Joy? Huh, Joy Reid? See, it's so much fun being Tim Black because you can know facts about both groups that are irrefutable. And you say them. You don't know them and just keep them here and then have drinks. Like, this is what they do. The rich elites, what they do, fam, is they know these things. They don't say them on air. They go say them when they have drinks with friends. When I've talked to people, because I've been doing this a long time. Look at my channels. Look at all the people that I've interviewed. When they're talking just regular, they'll tell you the truth. They're honest. You think I'm the only person to know that's how Jasmine Crockett got in her seat? Was taking money from a guy that's in jail before he went to jail. That's how she got her money. That's how she got in. And Chalie Kirk, how did he get Turning Point off the ground? It wasn't a grassroots effort by a bunch of young white kids that wanted freedom of speech to reign, and the guy talked to him one night, came to him. No, it was a rich white billionaire who saw him doing his talking points, shitting on the blacks and the immigrants or whatever, and said, hey, I can use you. Won't you do this? Take this money and do this and build it up. He was like just out of high school, fam. Did a half a semester in college, realized college wasn't for him, and he's doing his thing, and he runs into this guy. So these are facts. These are facts.
That work to make sure that voices like mine could exist in this place. So to me, just like we wanted to make sure that those Confederate relics were taken down, the idea of a new age relic being propped up was something that I just could not subscribe to. And it is unfortunate that more of my colleagues, even on my side of the aisle, could not see the amount of harm that this man was attempting to inflict upon our communities.
Jesus Christ. Okay. It's just so long and drawn out, fam. Okay, so what is she talking about? She's talking about a resolution. September 19, 2025, roll call 282. The House voted on resolution 282, passing it overwhelmingly by a vote of 310 to 58, with 38 members voting present. It was a House Speaker Mike Johnson introduced resolution 719, a non-binding resolution honoring Kirk's life and legacy. It condemned his assassination in the strongest possible terms. It called for Americans to reject political violence while upholding respectable debate. The measure eulogized Kirk as a courageous American patriot who promoted unity and commended law enforcement's response while extending condolences to his family. Who promoted unity and commended law enforcement's responses. The House voted on a resolution. It passed overwhelmingly. The resolution was brought to the floor 9 days after the assassination without prior negotiation with Democratic leaders like Hakeem Jeffries or Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. So the Republicans pushed this through. They just moved Democrats out the way. They don't need to do anything with Democrats. Democrats have no power. They have nothing. They can't do anything. They can't stop anything. All they can do is come on CNN or go on the Jimmy Live show and the Stephen Colbert show and try to influence the country via media. Is that working? Is it coming together now? Is that making sense, fam? Because that's it. Now you're getting the picture. And don't get it twisted, man. I do not agree with the rhetoric of Chalie Kirk. I do not agree with it. I called it out. I put content out there to that degree. So I'm on the record of saying, hey, these things that Chalie said, I do not respect them. They are racist. They are dog whistles. I don't care if a few black people agree with it. I don't care if a lot of black people agree with it. I disagree with it. We are not a monolith. I have the right to disagree with it. They have a right to agree with it if they want to. I think I'm right. And and I understand Jasmine Crockett voted against it. I support her voting against it. I do not think Chalie Kirk deserves to be, what's the word for it? What'd they call it? I don't know. What's the word? Raised to the, I don't know. Dignified, whatever this is they're trying to do, man. Make a Chalie Kirk Day. I bet you they think it's okay to have a Chalie Kirk Day, not a Juneteenth Day. And I'll talk about that later at some other time. Anyway, let's keep going, Johnson. And there's a lot of reasons why they say Chalie Kirk doesn't deserve that day. I just don't see how he's done anything that he worked for the Republicans. If you work for a party, I don't see you as an activist. I do not see Martin Luther King as working for a party. I didn't see Malcolm X as working for a party. Chalie Kirk was funded by Republicans. He worked with Trump. He was working for a political movement party. That's what he was doing. So, nah, fam. And all Republicans are doing is setting up for Democrats to do the same thing. And you're going to be a lot of pissed off Republicans when a Democrat gets in office and they make the Jasmine Crockett Award, or whoever. Maybe not Jasmine Crockett, but somebody else. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below, man. I think people are not seeing the full road. They're only seeing what's right in front of them. They don't see the rest of the road that's winding around the corner. Okay? And I believe it's going to get more bumpy. It's going to be full of a lot more potholes than they're anticipating. All right. Last but not least, fam, let's get to this. Lord have mercy. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Hello. God bless all of you for coming here from all over the world to honor and celebrate my Charlie. Just a few miles from here, 2 years ago at America Fest 2023, Charlie delivered a speech on stage for our TPUSA Faith event. Charlie loves speaking off the cuff. He's very good at that, without a script. So I personally didn't know what he was going to say. And what he chose to speak about that day was his submission to the will of God. He quoted one of his favorite Bible verses, Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. "Here I am, Lord. Send me." After Charlie finished, I met him backstage, and I spoke to him, and I'll never forget this. I said, "Charlie, baby, please talk to me next time before you say that statement." Because when you say something like that, there is so much power in that verse. When you say, "Here I am, Lord, use me," God will take you up on that. And he did.
Oh, I want you to know, fam, I want you to know. There were people that were critical of Mrs. Kirk. They were critical of her. And they were saying that she did not show the adequate amount of emotion in her original statement. And I never commented it, fam. I never said a single word about it. I didn't talk about it. The reason why I didn't say it is not because I'm afraid of backlash. It's because I don't think it's necessary to make comments like that about somebody when they lost somebody. Unless you have some type of information that this woman did not love her husband. Come on now. You know, as someone who's lost people very recently, the reaction, how people react to that, how they publicly want to share that, how they want to display it. You know what I'm saying? That's up to the individual. People get through grief the way they get through grief. And whatever their opinion was, I disagree with people who were focusing on that. I think it's a real cheap shot. I covered Chalie Kirk. I covered the issues. And I'll say what I think, and I won't pull punches. But that's her husband. And whatever she did on that day, okay, fine. Yo, she came out ready today. She came out ready today, family. And she is equipped in this particular speech. This is going to work. This is going to work for her audience. It's working big time. She raised her level on this speech, and it's going to resonate with 90% of America. I believe 90% of America is going to resonate who pay attention to it. Don't get it twisted. A lot of people are not watching this. A lot of people do not care. Of the people that pay attention to it, it's going to resonate to a certain level. She is a white woman whose husband was murdered, who now is a widow, and her children's dad is gone. How can she not come off sympathetic? How can people not have empathy for her? How can people not? So all she had to do was show up, and that's what's going to be the outcome of this.
With Charlie. "11 days ago, God accepted that total surrender from my husband and then called him to his side. More than anything, Charlie wanted to do not his will, but God's will. And over these past 11 days, through all the pain, never before have I found as much comfort as I now do in the words of our Lord's Prayer, 'Thy will be done.'
Man, hey, look, man, I cannot tell people how to act. We're gonna kind of skim through this because it's a 30-minute speech, and I'm not going to cover the entire speech. I'm just going to try to go to some points that she makes. This is Christianity, patriotism, all wrapped up into one with pageantry. I'm only surprised they didn't have the jets flying overhead. This was during the day, right? Because if this was at night, have the jets flying overhead, fireworks going off, I don't know.
And you think to yourself, I cannot wait for this flight to land. And it's 15 minutes before you land. And she told me, you will get through these 15 minutes and the next 15 minutes after that. Usha, I don't think you realized it then, but those words were exactly what I needed to hear. But most of all, God's mercy and God's love have been revealed to me these past 10 days. After Charlie's assassination, we didn't see violence. We didn't see rioting. We didn't see revolution. Instead, we saw what my husband always prayed he would see in this country. We saw revival.
Yeah, man, one of the worst things about being a Black American in our current system, being a Black American means you got to put up with people that pretend not to know what's going on with Black Americans and see false equivalencies and horrible statements like this. Chalie Kirk was killed by a white guy. What you gonna do, riot against white guys? What you gonna do, protest white guys? What are you gonna do? This is white on white crime. What are you gonna do? You got nobody to blame except other white people. Still, some reason we got black universities that had to close their doors. They had to cancel classes because your people put bomb threats. Who were the people making bomb threats on Black people? Black schools. Yeah. So your people didn't riot. You just threatened to kill Black people that had nothing to do with it. Yeah, your people did not go out and break windows. Instead, they talked about blowing up college students in universities that have nothing to do with Utah, that are not even anywhere remotely connected to Utah, that were not remotely connected to the killer of your husband. I wonder if you're going to have any words about that. She won't. She will not have a single solitary word to say about those people that threaten violence on Black Americans. Why? Because nobody care about us. And I wonder how Christian that is. Why isn't she forced to denounce, what's the words? Denounce, to condemn in no uncertain terms those who made bomb threats, threats of violence on historically black colleges and universities in the wake of the murder of Charlie Kirk. Yeah. Won't have to say it, won't have to mean it.
This past week, we saw people open a Bible for the first time in a decade. We saw people pray for the first time since they were children. We saw people go to a church service for the first time in their entire lives. Beautiful question. He'd always end it by asking, please let me know how I can better serve you as a husband. Charlie perfectly understood God's role for a Christian husband. A man who leads so that they can serve. To all the men watching around the world, accept Charlie's challenge and embrace true manhood. Be strong and courageous for your families. Love your wives and lead them. Love your children and protect them. Be the spiritual head of your home. But please be a leader worth following. Your wife is not your servant. Your wife is not your employee. Your wife is not your slave. She is your helper. You are not rivals. You are one flesh working together for the glory of God.
Yeah, now this part right here, I found this to be totally acceptable. Yeah, I got no problems with this at all. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I do know why some people don't want to hear it, because they're not Christians, you know what I'm saying? But raised that way, that's where I was raised. Hearing this type of biblical, Christian-focused type belief system. And believe it, you know, there are people that do live their lives this way. And I get it. Like this right here is going to resonate. Once again, this is going to resonate very much with a large amount of people across the spectrum. And, well, I won't say across the spectrum, because some people are going to be predisposed to not liking this at all. But I'm trying to be as objective as possible. And I just say that hits home with a lot of people who have, you know, with their families and how they want their relationships to work. So when we're criticized, when people are talking about Chalie Kirk and these things, this type of messaging here, some of them have been getting this type of messaging from Charlie. And that's the reason why they've made some of the comments that they've made, because this is how they see him. It may not be, definitely isn't the full spectrum. But I think people need to see that that's part of it.
Went onto campus, he was looking to show them a better path and a better life that was right there for the taking. He wanted to show them that. My husband, Charlie, he wanted to save young men just like the one who took his life. That young man. That young man. On the cross, our Savior said, "Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do." That man, that young man, I forgive him.
Yeah, I think right there, I think we got to leave it there because, folks, I don't mean no harm, man. And I want this to be as, I want y'all to hear me, man. Hear me clearly, man. Black America. And I want to say all Americans, right? Stay out of harm's way on this one. Stay out of harm's way on this one. This can get dirty this can get really bad real quick. That's all I'm saying. This can go very bad, very left real quick. All right. And this has all the potential of exploding big time. And whatever your thoughts are, whatever you feel like, whatever, right now is not the time. I mean, I gotta admit, I'm pulling punches here. Because in the gravity of what has happened, it cannot be forgotten what we're talking about, right? And that woman making that gesture in front of all those people about a real life thing that we know took place, yeah, that's gonna have ramifications. And all I'm saying is, I'm seeing young people, like I saw a young black kid on a university, I think it was Texas State University. He was acting out, he was doing this thing at a Chalie Memorial. And I'm just saying, man, do not do that, young man. Young man, let people express their sorrow, anger, frustrations, whatever. As long as it's not hurting you, as long as you're safe, allow them their moment. Give these people their moment. It's a respectful thing to do, and it's also the safe thing for you to do. I mean it, man. Brothers and sisters, I'm serious. Do not put yourself in harm's way over this. If you disagree with Chalie Kirk, if you disagree with the way he's being eulogized, the way he's being held up, I understand that. But right now, I'm telling you, the temperature is way too hot. And I believe that there are going to be people with batteries in their backs based on what has happened, and they're going to feel a certain kind of way. I don't think we've seen this. I don't think we've seen this level of, I can't remember an incident where we saw this level of frustration, anger, pain, agony from the conservative right. And all I'm saying is, walk accordingly, act accordingly. There is nothing cowardly about acting accordingly. When I was in LA for the first time, and the last time, I've only been in LA once, I was on a train and I wanted to go take a look around. I was going to go on a Dr. Phil show, and I got there a day or two earlier because they paid for me to come out. And I had on a New York Yankee hat, and I was on a train, and some of you know the story, but for those that don't know. So I'm on a train, and I'm wearing this Yankee hat, and a brother comes up to me and says, man, don't wear that hat here, bro. And I'm like, he's like, yeah, man, it's not safe. I said, man, thank you. I took that hat off and put it in my bag. Not because I was a coward, not because I couldn't stand on business. I don't own the Yankees. I don't know if you know this. I don't own the Yankees. I don't play for the Yankees. I'm not even from New York. It just went with my outfit. And even if I was from New York, I don't own New York. I took that hat off because I did not need any problems. And that's why I'm extending you the same type of support, love, and I'm looking out for you by saying this. I get nothing out of saying this. This does not benefit me. There's nothing in it for me. Just like it was nothing in it for that brother on that train in LA who told me that. And all I'm saying is, in the same way, you don't need these problems. When you go to work tomorrow, if you still up, I don't know how you're going to get up. Maybe you work a little later. They ain't got to be there until 9 or 10 or whatever. I don't know. Don't take your hat off. Put your hat in your bag. If you're online and you see a post and you want to go in, put your hat in your bag. Ain't nothing wrong with putting your hat in your bag. Wait till you back home amongst friends and wear it, turn it around, prop it up, bend the rim, do whatever you want to do with it. When you get home, it's way too hot right now. It's way too hot right now. I have not seen this level of conservative Christian momentum, anger, fury, angst, sorrow since 9/11. Since 9/11. That's what I'm comparing it to. I'm comparing this to 9/11. Not January 6th. That's goofy. 9/11. All right? Do not put yourself, and that doesn't mean we ain't got to argue what's justified, what's wrong, and these are not concepts black people need to be beat down with. It doesn't matter why. Right ain't got nothing to do with it. Deserve has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it. Be uncompromising about things that really matter. This doesn't really matter to you. It should not. And if it does, ask yourself, why is it so important that you would want to walk out on a limb on this issue? Ask yourself why. Do not let anybody on TikTok, X, Facebook, YouTube get you so riled up that you're willing to jeopardize yourself, the safety of you, your family, your job, your career, your education, whatever, over this moment. Let them people have their moment. And put your hat in your bag and get off at your stop. All right, guys, let me know what you think about this content. My name is Tim Black. We'll be back tomorrow night, hopefully on a different topic, not on this same one. We'll see what happens. I got nothing but love for you. Who's here? We got any comments in the building? I agree. Just respect people. But typical performative evangelical church folk, all emotionalism is similar to the black church. They move on when the mega church pastor tells them. Yeah, I agree. It's performative. Similar to the black church, it is performative. And you're right. I agree with that. I can't knock that. That's an accurate statement. You know? Oh, Lord. Antoine Foster say, it's time to carry your pistola. That's my brother. It's Anton, look, because Mr. Foster sees what I see. I'm reminded of a Patrice O'Neal bit. Elephant in the Room. If you haven't seen the great late Patrice O'Neal, the late great Patrice O'Neal special, Elephant in the Room, he talks about America and white blonde women. Oh, man. I'm not even going to try to reframe it the way he did. All I'm saying is, Yeah, we want to sit this one out. Don't go getting yourself all jammed up on this, and then I got to cover a story about your ass. Getting all jammed up, and now we got to hear you talk, but I got freedom of speech. Master Jeep says, I make my wife keep her burner on her. This is by design to incite people. The Klan is really mad weird. Oh, man. Elizabeth says, I live by pick your battles. That's all I'm saying. Now, these are all the thoughts. See, this is what I like, man. This is what it is, man. This is what I like, man. I think we're on the same boat. You see what I see. You see what I see. I don't have to be touched by something, and I can tell when something's how it may impact others. What I'm saying is how this whole thing is impacting other people. That matters. Sometimes we know we got to read the room. We got to be able to walk into a room and read it. What's going to be beneficial for us at this time? That's all I'm speaking from. A month from now, say how you want to say it. Put it how you want to put it. But, there's a time and place. And Jasmine Crockett may not be saying it because maybe there's too many people that would pretend like they don't understand what she means. Maybe in her, maybe if she said anything remotely close to what I'm saying, she'd be disavowed from the Democratic Party. But because I don't have a Democratic Party audience, my people are mostly independents or don't claim anything politically, they can just look at a situation and say, okay, this ain't about helping my team win. That's not what the Tim Black Show is about. This ain't about Democrats and Republicans. See, Jasmine Crockett can't say the real. So you can sit up there and act indignant and worry about political points. I'm just worried about us. I'm up here for the people. And I'm saying the people right now, we don't need this. We do not need this, fam. Tim wearing New York hat, neighborhood crip. See, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know that. Look, fam, I wasn't from there. It was a dope hat too. It was a gray joint with a white brim. It was a cap. It was a new age joint. And the Yankee symbol was in orange. I love that hat, fam. And yeah, they don't even make that hat now. And I didn't know it was Crip. I didn't know anything about this. I did not know it. Look. Shakira, she said Klan rally. Oh, man. Yo, when that was over, they all went to Cracker Barrel and abused the wait staff. Buck, man, come on, Buck. Come on, Buck. They probably did, fam. They all went and jumped on whatever plane they took. I hope they got a black pilot. Yeah. Oh God. I cannot there was so much other content from this. I'm not gonna cover it because it would just be me trying to roast him. I mean, I think Steve Bannon spoke, Tucker Carlson, Trump, other people spoke. I'm not gonna cover all that stuff. I'm sorry, Johnson. I'm just not gonna do it. I just went right to Mrs. Kirk. I'm not gonna just highlight her points, a couple points. That's it. That's all, man. I want to thank those that support this channel. Number love to you. There you go. Don't walk scared, just be safe. That's it, just be safe. Just be safe. You know? This means a lot to these people. This means a lot to these people. Believe that. And they feel that way. So I'm going to let them have their moment. My name is Tim Black. You know what to do. Go to jointimblack.com. Become a member of this show if you're not already. I don't know what you're waiting on. Where you been? You know, you're giving hesitancy. Come join us at jointimblack.com. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll be back at it. As always, remember, don't let anybody take your cornbread. How dare you let people take your cornbread? You know better than that. And as always, I got a reason for doing what I do. It is not to own the libs. It's not to own MAGA. It's these two little girls. And actually, there's four. Where are my ladies? Where are my ladies?